Pisces, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche, where we talk about life, love, and relationships, and everything in between by way of the tarot. If you're brand new to the channel or just cross-watching, I am JT. Welcome in. Do keep in mind this is just going to be a general reading, so sometimes the major and minor arcana line up with us, and sometimes they do not. Don't hate the reader. I'm just trying to give you as many explanations of the cards that I can, okay? Do keep in mind that I always place haiku poems, 3 of them, right before your reading starts, all right? All right, I'll give you the down low. We'll shuffle up and we'll find out what wants to shake loose in the energy of Pisces. My fellow Pisces, I love you so very much. I appreciate you if you're a subscriber to the channel. I appreciate you just being here. All right. If you haven't checked out any of my other videos, come in and check them out. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps the channel out, you guys. Okay. You know what? I probably want this up here. We're going to talk about your current energy, crossing challenge. We're going to look at the foundation, the recent past, possibilities, near future. Got the lovers in there. Talk about the self, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and the outcome and the direction. All right, Pisces, here are your brand new poems from Haiku Corner, and we're going to talk about this reading. Okay, Pisces, hope you enjoyed those poems. We open up the reading with the Hermit card, okay? Right off the bat, we are talking about Virgo energy here. You don't have to be, but maybe this applies to maybe cross-watching. Somebody cross-watching is a Virgo for this particular Pisces reading. But but what we're talking about here is somebody is trying to gain a new perspective. And we do have the Lover's card. We do have the Four of Wands energy. So this is going to resonate with somebody definitely in the category of a relationship, okay? I'll give you the down low and we'll talk about it, all right? If you're up, we're ready. Okay, so this is all about hidden knowledge, right? Hidden truth, kind of the generic version of the card, but what we're talking about is definitely some kind of a, internal sorting. Okay, this is all about. It's not isolation necessarily as much as it is, maybe discernment here, right? Kind of pulling back from the noise, taking it easy. Some of you, this is like, I'm going to take a break from the mixed signals you might be receiving. Somebody who's maybe drained you, right? A little energy vampire on your neck. But I'm saying, I feel like somebody's watching you pull away, okay? And perhaps they're way more affected than they admit. I'm going to talk about that with that Seven of Swords over here. But yeah, you're just kind of pulling back, it could look like somebody who's, maybe, did the ghosting, the breadcrumb, I know a lot of us are tired of hearing that. I wish I had another phrase for that. I like to say like leaving an M&M trail or something, but I don't know. There's definitely, somebody feeling your absence. So they're checking up on your social media, that type of thing, while your energy is still trying to just kind of recollect, right? It's got masculine energy. Maybe, maybe somebody, I don't know, maybe somebody here might be rereading your old messages, and they're not hitting send. We're going to talk about this card, but, the feminine energy here is pulling back to see if maybe you'll chase, you guys take what applies. I don't necessarily go gender specific here on this situation. So, yeah, there's a little bit of thirst trap in that pullback too. You're just trying to check out, see what, you're looking for emotional safety here more than intensity, okay? But that would kind of let you know, right? So this is you. You know, it could look like for some like deleting old chats, you know, clearing up all the digital kind of clutter, things like that. But it's got the unfollowing, you know, kind of in that quiet type of energy, right? You know, maybe you're rethinking, you know, who deserves me, who deserves access to me. Okay, we could be talking about maybe a past person. We do have that Four of Pentacles. We'll talk about that too. But um, I don't know. You're just kind of in this mode. Maybe the solitude is all about. It's not about loneliness here, other than you know, just you're doing this by yourself. But I feel like it's all about maybe just a big difference, something taking place here. You know, preparing for a major, you know, emotional conversation that needs to be had. Or maybe you're not even realizing this is coming. But for some of you, I feel like you definitely know this. This is an intentional pullback here. So some of you, it's like noticing patterns that maybe you used to ignore. And so this is that quiet time, you know, in the mind. You're not hiding. You're just kind of, you know, upgrading your emotional standards in this situation. All right. Let's talk about this challenge card. We got this Seven of Swords, right? For some of you, this is the wolf energy. Okay. This is loyalty, obsession, you know, watching from afar. Some of you could resonate as the lone wolf situation. We do have that hermit, but like I said, for some of you, this, you know, this could be a synchronicity. Um, Maybe like a wolf tattoo or something like that, or you just resonate with the spirit animal, the wolf itself. So this is the card that's I don't know. This card kind of says, you know, what's not being said here, Pisces. You know, somebody around you may be acting a little strategic, okay, kind of withholding their information from you. You know, maybe they're afraid to, you know, maybe be fully seen, right? You know, it's got someone stalking your you know, your socials or whatever. They're not reaching out though. So it's got a kind of a masculine energy, kind of hiding maybe jealousy behind the scenes. For some of you, this could be you if you're cross watching. Like I said, this is not a bad card, and there's reasons why people do this, right? You know, the feminine energy pretending that I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? But checks on the masculine's page constantly. Um, I'm going to delete that message before, you know, before you can see them. I don't know. It's got kind of a third party lurking type of deal, not a threat, more like an annoyance. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is somebody lying by, you know, omission, not necessarily like malice or fear or anything like that. But I don't know. Maybe somebody's afraid that you're going to choose someone else here in this energy. You know, this is like a past person trying to re-enter, kind of in that quiet mode, right? Maybe they're planning like a confession or something, but I don't know. It's got rehearsing it way too much because I'm seeing it with this Four of Pentacles. We're going to get there, but I'm just saying. So really, the challenge isn't about like deception. It's kind of like avoidance here. All right. Let's talk about this Four of Wands. For some of you, this is all about the busy bee, right? This is effort, teamwork. You know, someone's willing to work for you. Um, I feel like in your foundation, this is talking about stability, celebration, partnership energy here. Okay, we do have the Lovers card. We're going to talk about that as well. But this is like you know, it does have that busy bee effort, and this could be in the mindset as well. Some of you could resonate with the bumblebee, the spirit, you know, insect of the bee. But it's all about, like I said, someone kind of like imagining introducing you to their family here. You know, they're busy in their mind. This is a masculine energy that they want to build something kind of like real with you. You know, and so the feminine energy in this is it's really kind of touching on emotional consistency. All right, like you're craving a relationship that feels like home. You know, you want that reunion, reconciliation energy that's strong, right? So I feel like there's someone here that wants to show up for you in more of a practical way. Okay. And so maybe you're manifesting, I don't know, you're manifesting this stability, you know, through this hermit energy here that's you know, that it's got that upgrade, you know. I don't know, something about surprising, emotional, kind of just the anchor in your life. That's kind of the underlying tone here, right? So I feel like you're building towards something really solid, not temporary with this card. All right, let's talk about this recent past though. For some of you, For some of you, yes, got to give it to you, right? Take it with a grain of glitter. This is going to poke an old bruise, I'm sure. But look, it's about slow progress here. Emotional safety. You were holding on tightly, probably. I feel like, there's a person in your life, there's a fear, there's a pattern or a memory. Okay. And so this is kind of like got that withholding affection kind of to avoid vulnerability here, right? It's like, I don't want to be disappointed, so you're protecting your heart. It's got masculine energy here. It may talk about, rejection, um, abandonment or something like that. That would be the feminine energy there, that abandonment situation. But I feel like someone maybe clung to some kind of a routine, instead of taking a risk. For some of you, that looks like, I don't know, just straight up opening up, right? Maybe money felt a little tight or unpredictable at a certain time for some of you. But I think this also says, like, I'm going to say no way more often, and that was a healthy decision, right? So maybe you avoided a conversation that needed to happen, or you were saving and serving or preparing or something like that. But this is all kind of like you were in self projection mode. It's not wrong. It's just kind of like that temporary state that people get into. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about this possibilities. Nine of Pentacles. This is butterfly energy right here. Some of you, like I said, I like the synchronicity of butterflies. This is all about the glow up, right? This is all about stepping into a new version. So it's transmuting. That's what the butterfly would represent here. Transformation, right? A new chapter in your life. For some of you, it's glow up. It's all about your self worth. Really taking advantage of this time or this opportunity. To no longer kind of second guess about what version of yourself that you want to be. This could look like a raise or a promotion. Some of you got side hustles going on, things like that. But I don't know. This could represent that money breakthrough after kind of like a long plateau, right? So I don't know. It's definitely got a thriving, becoming a little more magnetized. You know, um, somebody may be looking at you in that way too. That's why I feel like with that lovers, um, and so it's like getting attention from someone maybe unexpectedly. But this is you valuing your time a whole lot differently. Okay, it's all about excuse me. You're not chasing. This is everything coming towards you. Okay, it's feeling more confident in your body. For some of you, it's just complete change of wardrobe. For some of you, it's hitting the gym. It's really focusing on the self, right? Taking time to value the places in which you're rising in. Okay. I'm so sorry. Oh, it is the allergy season. Okay, we're gonna talk about this near future, and now here it is, the lovers. Look, um, this is about a message, a communication coming in. It's about someone about to speak up here. Okay, and I see this with this Eight of Wands energy. Okay, this is about a choice. Finally, right? The choice. I choose. This is about a confession, a turning point. Someone choosing you, or like I said, we were talking about just really getting into yourself, choosing yourself. The lovers doesn't always have to represent an actual relationship, but it could be talking about the relationship within yourself. But I feel like this is about somebody maybe admitting their feelings for you. Okay. And as far as what that might look like is a masculine that sends that long, kind of a vulnerable message to you. um, the feminine finally stops pretending I'm fine, everything's fine, right? So it's got that, right, the internal self. But a situation becomes a relationship for some of you. That third party that's just it's taking a nosedive. It's irrelevant in my life. Some of you, it could be talking about a soulmate. We do got this Tower card, and we have the Death back to back. We're going to talk about them. Not terrible, but I'm talking about, like, you know I want to come see you in person and talk about this. This is no longer that late night conversation, that came in really late, that was like, hit and go, and so it's about a physical connection here, becoming maybe more emotional. It's not casual. This is all faded. Okay. This is talking about in this near future for you. So um, I don't feel like this is too far away. Something has to shift for something brand new to take place. And we're going to talk about that with the self. We've got this is dolphin energy for some of you. Okay. Um, This is very fast, emotional, mentally, spiritually. This is all about momentum, communication. A dolphin, you see how they move through the water. Some of you could resonate with, water signs as well. So, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, something like that. Doesn't have to be, but could be. For others, we have the fire energy here. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? You know, but I'm saying this is that message that you've been holding back, or someone is about to respond faster than maybe what you might have expected. Okay, this is all about sudden inspiration, and the reason I'm kind of leaning towards this is because this could be like multiple opportunities all at once. Okay, this is like the person that's going to flirt boldly to you, and then you're like going to feel this chemistry again, right? Or you're about to get some really hellacious news, good news that comes in unexpectedly, But I feel like this is, you're stepping into the flow. There's no friction here, right? There's nothing blocking the wands from in the air, right? It's open. Everything's open and ready to be received. I say all of that with confidence because there's a death here. Okay, we got the death card. For some of you, it could be talking about Scorpio energy here. You could be dealing with Scorpio in your timeline. Doesn't have to be, but um, once again, right? Take it with a grain of glitter, you guys. This is all about transformation here. Okay, this is about the old pattern, getting rid of it. Your environment is about to shift. We know this. Okay, relationships with the Lovers card, routines, priorities. You did have that Nine of Pentacles, right? So something's definitely ending, so something better can begin. That's why I said that. So this could look like that connection that's about to transform, or for some of you it could be the dissolve. We do have the Tower card, okay? But this is all about toxic patterns that are breaking, friendship shifting. So something's really starting to move here, okay? You're no longer like tolerating the inconsistencies and shit like that. It's like, that past version of you, it's gone, right? We saw that. We got the Lovers, Nine of Pentacles, okay? So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking you're about to release that fear. You're about to step into a different type of maturity here. It's rebirth. It's not loss whatsoever. Okay. This is all about the rebirth, shedding that skin. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the hopes, the fears, the wishes, and the worries. Okay. Just take this with a grain of glitter. This is about mystery, desire, emotional depth here. That's what this is all about. You fear sudden change, right? But you also crave it. You need it. So something unexpected. We saw that, right? With that that Eight of Wands, I'm sorry. And the Death card. Also, this is that breakup or makeup moment. Okay. For some of you, take it how it lands, but this is all about the truth, about to expose itself. The foundation is breaking down. Okay. So this could look like a job shift, that forces a brand new path for some of you. That's all about that third party energy as well. Something, it gets exposed. Okay. Someone admits that they've been jealous, blah, blah, blah. Right. I don't know. Maybe this is about that message that changes your plans entirely. Okay. A moment of clarity that feels like a lightning, right? You can see the lightning strike here, just knocking the crown chakra off, right? This is just going to blow you away with. I feel like this is all about clearing what you've already outgrown here. This is not a terrible card. Okay. It's actually a beautiful card because when you make way for make way for the things that we thought we had in our lives that were are pertinent to us, and then the foundation crumbles away, so something brand new. You did have the Death card, right, with the Lovers, right, with the Eight of Wands. So this is an amazing situation. I think the only challenge here is your decision. So I'm going to cushion this for you. Is this about independence? Is this about your curiosity? Is this you testing the waters? Okay. The outcome here is a choice. It's not about confusion. You're going to choose between a couple of paths. For some of you, it's people. For some of you, it's futures. Um, Maybe two versions of yourself that are going to come into collision here. Okay, so what I feel like this is saying is that somebody's asking for clarity. Emotional safety over chaos. This is all about a masculine energy that hesitated, steps up. This is about that feminine energy that's no longer waiting. Okay, this is taking off the blindfold and seeing the truth. This is no more of avoiding any of those decisions that you need to make. Right? It's stepping into your alignment. This is The Tower card kind of forces its hand, right? But I feel like your past is showing like, self-protection, but your future is showing, transformation with that card. Okay. So it's all about confidence, financial stability. We saw that with the Nine of Pentacles, the turning point with the Death card, right? A confession, that Eight of Wands energy, a choice, that fated conversation with the Lovers. So really it's all about, a super dramatic environment shift here. Old patterns dying. You know what I'm saying? This is I don't know, it's love, stability. This is the future that you've been craving here. Okay. So Pisces, take it with a grain of glitter. I hope you got something from it. I hope it was confirmation or clarity, either one. So give it a thumbs up, you guys, if you like the video. It's really going to help the channel and help promote us and get us out there. Okay. I just want to say I love you. I appreciate you so much for sticking with us. If you are a subscriber, I love you so very much. Thank you. And anyway, I hope I get to see you on the next readings. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.